Alright, so I'm going to explain a ventilator check. I'm going to go introduce myself to the patient, get gloves so I can examine him or examine the patient. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to breath sounds, suction if necessary, like vitals. So I've done that. Now I'm going to check my vent. So they have a paper here that you fill out every 2 hours, because every 2 hours is a vent check. So put my date, time, initials, the mode, which is found at the top of the screen, which is PRVC, any pressure support if you're in a SIMV mode, or CPAP, put that there. You're going to put your machine tidal volume, which is found at the bottom, a spontaneous tidal volume if they are breathing over the vent, which I have a test lung, so we're not, so we're hitting the target tidal volume. It's mainly been right at the 400 mark, so I'd find that in the VTI, which is tidal volume inhaled, which I don't have one, so I mark that out. I look at my machine rate, which is also at the bottom, which is 12. My spontaneous rate if the patient's breathing over, I'd subtract that from the set machine rate and get that value, which we don't have one. Then I would look at my minute volume, which is at the bottom of the screen, 4.4. My FiO2, which is at the bottom. My PEEP, which is at the bottom also. Pressure support, if I had any. Well, the PC pressure is the pressure control. So if we're in pressure control, you'd fill that out, but we're not. The IE ratio, which is 1 to 1.4, or to 4, 1 to 4. Dynamic compliance can be found on here too. It's right there. Then I'd look at my patient vitals, the end-tidal CO2 machine for that, the SpO2, the heart rate, the blood pressure. If I suction the airway that time, I'd check mark it. I already did my assessment, so I'd check mark that I heard bilateral breath sounds. I'd check my alarms, make sure they're on and working. I would check my alarm limit for the pressure. It's the only one they want, but here's all my alarm limits. I can check them while I'm in there, and it's at 40, right where that big glare is. And there's all my alarms I can set. Then I'd go back out. Down here is what I started the shift with, the machine settings. If I changed anything, I would circle or check mark it here, get the patient diagnosis, the treatment that they're getting, and how often, the vent day, and this one is Servo 6, so I'd write that there. If we did any weaning trials that day, I'd write in this area. I would do, during my assessment, I'd look at the ET size and level, and I would write that right there. I'd do any changes in here, an initial date, what shift I'm working, I'd check, and then I'd sign it. These are done every 2 hours here, so this would all be filled out in a shift. So there's 2 shifts per day, or 2 papers per day, and that's it.